Hey there, folks. Everyone seems to be doing a collection update, so I figure I'll join the fray. This is not my whole collection. Actually, I decided to make a video on my knives that I had pimped, or that came pimped. So people ask me lately, because I've been getting pretty nice scores as of late. I do appreciate the acknowledgement, especially from Knife Thursday. I made the cut on the recap. Chris and JR are pretty cool. Gave me some props on my newest knives that I've gotten in my collection. And if you guys don't know Knife Thursday, you should be watching this channel. But I know most of you guys do. I love Knife Thursday. It's basically a forum for us to showcase our latest acquisitions and our knife collections and works in progress. They always come up with a great theme, so it's always a lot of fun. And this last video they did, basically they said that a couple of us guys should do a collections video, but I don't have a podium. I don't have a tripod that zooms out far. Not that I have many in my collection, but I figure I'll just do these right now that are my knives that I had pimped. Most of them, actually, I think all of them you've seen before. I've pretty much done a video on every one of these knives, and I'll just go over it really quick. And again, guys are asking me, with the latest Birch that I got and the other Strider SMF that I got, which are my favorite knives. You guys are going to laugh, but these are actually my favorite knives. These that I got personalized by these, varied pimpers, Tough Thumbs, Menevade, Grimsmo, Thai Survival. These are actually my most prized possession. These are the ones that I look at in an amazement. Every now and then I check them out when I'm watching a game or watching a fight, and I just admire the work that these pimpers have done to my knives, and had the honor of having them do jobs for me, and it's just amazing. I mean, these guys. This guy's just blowing up, but these guys are in their infancy, and someday, these two gents are definitely way up there, and Nick's work is just crazy. So I think one day these knives are gonna be coveted just like the birch trees, So yeah, so let's go over them. I'll start with Nick's work, Menevade. So this is the first pimp job that Nick did for me. This is Boker Field Marshal, relatively inexpensive knife. I think I've paid, I want to say like $80 for it. I think they probably still go for about that much. If you guys know the real Field Marshal, it's got some orange. It looks like a bodega, basically, the scale. So this came with black scales, and I wanted Nick, and this was Nick's first pimp job for me. I wanted Nick to do something for me, and I wasn't very specific, so I basically told him to do something nice, whatever his creative mind would create, and he basically made this. And if you guys have seen the video already, he basically made it with his logo, Menevade, and yeah, this is still one of my favorites. I tell him all the time when I'm watching the Nick game or the UFC fights, this is the one I'm holding in my hand and flipping, and still smooth as hell. This is a washer, and I don't know what Nick did to this. And the other day when we were hanging out, he was amazed how it flips so awesome. I don't know what he did to it. He tweaked it, but I haven't opened it up. I haven't taken it down. It's perfectly centered. Every now and then upon Nick's wreck, I use tough cloth on it just to maintain it. But that's really it. I haven't done anything to it. Smooth as hell. The action is awesome. I actually spoke to Mark Begg at the Begg Show, not the East Coast, the New York Custom Knife Show in November, and they actually offer a service where you can send this Boker back to them, because there was collab work between Todd Begg and Boker, and he said that he would put what do you call it, an IKBS system in there. I forgot how much it was. It was in my last video, but when I got home, of course, I checked it out. After I flipped it a few times, like, wow, this doesn't really need anything, because whatever Nick did, and I'm telling you, this is a pig of a knife. When I first got it, it wasn't very smooth, and it didn't flip well, but whatever Nick did made this thing just so awesome. So that was my first pimp job from Nick. We've since become very good friends, and you know, I'm sure once he catches up, I'll send him more work. I'm definitely thinking of a couple more things. This was the second one that they did for me. This one I was more specific. I basically wanted something. I had this idea. You know, Nick wants to be definitely unique in his pimp jobs. Let me just put a little glow in this bad boy. So he wants something unique. He wants to do something that's different from other pimpers out there. He doesn't want to replicate the same work that other pimpers have done in the past. So I basically had an inspiration. I was riding the subway and I said, you know what? I remember back as a kid, I would see Keith Haring's work. So I basically asked him if he could do something like that, you know. I sent him some pics, and he did this for me. So he pimped out, this was the orange Dodo. I know some Dodo fanatics might go bananas that I had somebody pimp it. But I still got the original Dodo scales, the orange ones, which I could definitely pop on and off. And if I have issues, I definitely could have Nick do it. But this is one of my favorite pimp jobs that I got from anyone. From anyone, really. So I just love the detail work that he put into this, into both these scales. This is actually my favorite side. Just look at the detailing. He definitely took some inspiration from Keith Haring, which, if you guys are familiar with, he was a graffiti artist that died at an early age. So his work's basically legendary, and I just love what Nick did to this knife. This is one of my favorite knives, you know, and that's why I say when people ask me, and you like this more than your birch, your triple lot SMF and whatever I have in my collection, which is also going to be another video. I'll probably do like a Magnificent 7 type style on my growing collection. But yeah, to answer that question, yeah, this is one of my favorite knives. I love what Nick did to this knife. This is my favorite knife. I proudly show this off to my friends. You know, it's a great pimp job by Menovade, and you know, as you guys know, he's a very skilled young man and awesome. Of course, you guys have recently seen this one. Recently pimped my 660. Yeah, this is the 560. I'm not gonna go over too much over it, but you guys already saw this in his video and my video. This is the 560. You know, Nick's work is just phenomenal. You know, you get it back better. You know, if there was issues with it, you get it back better than it was before. Perfectly centered. Action remains the same. Very smooth. I mean, the 560 is awesome. I see some guys complaining that the 560 took a while to break in. I don't know what those guys are talking about. Maybe I've just been lucky. But my 560 and my 561 are awesome flippers from the get-go. These things fly out like a beast. Fantastic. You know, I have no complaints about it. I sent Nick the 560, which, as you guys know, is the one with the black scales. And again, I was very specific of what I wanted. I definitely wanted the C-Tech. And I had an image. I actually had a couple of images tossing around in my brain. One was going to be like an NBA logo, or this MMA fighter logo, or could have been even a UFC logo, but I left it up to Nick. Of course, I didn't send the NBA one, I sent this one, and he just came out with this spectacular scale. I mean, this could be a running theme with Nick with this drizzle. You know, he could do these in different colors, put different images in there. You know, sky's the limit for whatever his imagination will create. But yeah, so that's those are actually my top 3. Nothing against these people, but those are my top 3 pimp jobs that I've gotten. Sorry, Jeff. But I also got this scale. This one I ordered on Blade Forums from the Preacher, which you guys know he has some of his stuff on Blade HQ. Talking about Blade HQ, I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. A few people have been PMing me about that, about my voiceover. Yes, I will be getting a steady stream of Blade HQ knives, so my supply of reviewing knives is going to be steady because they hooked me up. Any knife I want, I'm going to get it. I'm going to review it. and there won't be a shortage of knife reviews for Terra Fanatic. If you believe that, there's a bridge in my city I can sell you guys. That was an early April Fool's joke. No, basically Ben, you know Ben from Blade HQ, pretty awesome. I consider Ben a YouTuber. You know, I know he works for Blade HQ and he does these reviews for Blade HQ, but basically he reached out to me. How it began was I would send Ben like video responses to his knife reviews, and he took a liking to my responses, to my video responses. He also kind of dug my accent, which, you know, some of you guys might be able to identify, some may not, but, and I basically respond to Ben, what accent are you talking about? So I sent him a couple of knife review responses, and then out of the blue, he just asked me if I wouldn't mind doing a voiceover, you know, for their upcoming event. I said, yeah, sure, no problem. No contracts, no money agreement, no nothing. Just one YouTuber to another YouTuber doing the other YouTuber a favor. And I was very happy to do it. Ben's pretty cool. You know, he's very, you know, Blade HQ and Ben are very supportive of YouTubers in general. They've done a couple of, I mean, just Jeff with his work, Tough Thumbs. And I know they've done some work with Cutlery Lover. So they definitely like to tap into the YouTube market, and they like to use us, you know, not use, but they like to include us in their work. So I was more than happy to do it. I mean, it took, what, 10 minutes of my time to do a voiceover, send it to Ben, and they just made it sound fantastic. So I did appreciate that. So thanks, Ben. And you guys, you YouTubers out there, don't be surprised if Ben just reaches out to you for something. You know, whatever your specialty is, you know. You might have something in there for you. You might find a niche that you don't even know you have a niche for. But yeah, so back to this. This is from the Preacher. And again, Blade HQ sells the Preacher scales. And you guys know it's hard to get the Preacher scales, but he was on Blade forums. And I must confess, I'm not big into the forums. I'm having some issues with USN. I think I tried to change my email one too many times, and they pretty much blocked me. I sent them a couple of emails. They won't respond back. So if you guys are on the USN, let the administrators know. Terra Fanatic, he's not that crazy. He's not that creepy. What happened was I put my school email, and then I thought better of it. I didn't really want my real name on there, you know. So I changed it, and I was trying to see, you know, because they want you to give an email that can be, what's the word, I forget what they call it, but I was throwing in a couple of different emails in there, and I think they just pretty much blocked me. So if you guys got any pull or juice with USN, I sent them an email. Maybe you guys can help me out, talk to them. I'm not a wackadoodle. I'm not going to stiff anybody if I buy a knife over there. I'm legit. And if you guys are USN guys, you know, help me out. I'm on Blade forums. I gotta get. That's my confession. I'm not really big in the forums. I'm more, you know, into the YouTube thing. But everyone's telling me to get on USN, so I've been trying to get back on. I even put the real email address for my school. So yeah, that's a sidebar. But if you guys can help me out, that'd be cool. So again, this is from the Preacher. This is my 550. I love the scale. Forget what he called it, but it's so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm not big into the lanyards either. This is probably the only one with a lanyard. That's something I gotta get into. You know, the lanyard beads, but it's smooth action. Whoa, so I'm way going too far on this video, man. I'm so talkative. But next one are the Grimsmo scales that I've had pimped. This one was one that I requested actually John to bang out for me. This one's aluminum. This is my Mannix 2, and you know, John's another guy that's pretty cool and pretty awesome with what he's pimped. I don't know if he still sells these. I know he was selling a couple of titanium ones, and now they have the aluminum. Now he's working on his few projects, so not really sure if this is going to be available, but you know, I was pretty specific what I wanted, and he's pretty creative. Basically, I wanted Van Halen inspired scale. So if you saw my video in the past about this, he actually did one before for another customer, so it wasn't a stretch for him to bang this out. So this is pretty awesome. I recently posted this on Instagram. By the way, yeah, you guys, I also have it on Instagram. You know, same name, Terra Fanatic, if you guys want to follow my post. I put up some scales, some knives. I do some doodling, inspired by Nick. Nick put some awesome drawing of like, I don't know, some Grim Reaper dude. And I decided, not much of an artist, so I threw a stick figure drawing in there. And then I got inspired to just start doing like little silly stick figures. A few guys seem to like it. So when I get inspired, I bang out a stick figure of something a knife nut would do. But yeah, I got this one from Grimsmo, John Grimsmo, and yeah, it came out pretty awesome. This one is a titanium scale for a paramilitary 2 that John was selling. This was actually his brother Eric's carry knife, his EDC knife, and Eric wanted to sell it, and I almost didn't get this, you know. Some other guy actually had it lined up, and they backed out of it. I think they wanted John to redo the scales. They wasn't crazy about this multi anodizing. This was heat anodized, and as Thai Survival would tell you, and John Grimsmo and Modifies would tell you, it's skill to get all these colors to come out. Definitely grown to have an appreciation for these gents that anodize these knives and these scales. It really is a skill. So this is from John Grimsmo, and the most latest one I've gotten is this one from Thai Survival. This is my Alpha Beast, my Blade Runner's Alpha Beast. So, you know, again, you guys saw the video, right? I don't want to do too much on it, but awesome anodizing by Esteban over there at Thai Survival. Check him out if you guys are definitely looking for, you know, something titanium. He'll do anything titanium, and this again was heat anodized. Just awesome. I mean, I'm not a big flipper guy, but it looks, I don't know if the camera captures it, but this blue anodizing just, it almost looks like it's glowing when I'm flipping it. It really is beautiful. 2 colors, you anodize it, high polished blue, and then the back spacers, the block spaces, you anodize like gold or some kind of gold and maybe purple, and the latch too. Check out my video on that one. I don't want to go too much into it. And lastly, of course, is this Strider SNG that I got from Tough Thumbs, Jeff. That he Warncliffe this awesome looking, made this awesome blade even more awesome. You know, Jeff is the shit. Did you guys see his latest pimp on B. Dunn's Hinderer? He did that Timascus. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. He did 2, I believe. One for a customer, and then he did one for Brian for BK Dunn. And I was just drooling. I don't know. It must be something about pimping that I actually love that Timascus Hinder more. And you guys might think I'm crazy, but I actually like it more than my my birch tree. I mean, I think my love is for pimp jobs. You know, I just love what these guys create, and you know, Jeff is an artist. That Timascus thing, oh my god, I don't know how much that costs. I gotta ask Brian, but that thing is a thing of beauty. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta check it out on Jeff's channel. He did this crazy. Well, I don't know if Brian's video is up yet, but Jeff's Tough Thumbs video on the Timascus that he did was awesome. Awesome. So yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do today. I probably went too long already, but I'll probably do again. I'll do another one on the higher end knives that I've recently obtained. So I just want to do a quick video for you guys on these custom pimp jobs from various pimp makers. Yeah, appreciate all my new subscribers. You guys are awesome. Yeah, anything else? That's about it. Check out Jeff's new knife. That Timascus is awesome. Peace.